Now it's time to break down the Ravens. The Ravens, okay, Lamar, when's it time? You got MVPs.
I don't know.
You got regular season. Quite frankly, he's already a Hall of Famer, right? Because if you have a couple of MVPs and you've put up these numbers, you're probably going to get into the Hall. You need a Super Bowl. You need a Super Bowl for your legacy. When is that going to happen for him? So the Ravens, again, it's Super Bowl or bust for them. They can't beat Josh Allen. They can't beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Will this be the year? I'll go to you, Devin Caney. What's your overall outlook on the Baltimore Ravens and what they need to do this year?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it. I know they're nowhere close to as pathetic as the Cowboys have been in the postseason. The Cowboys didn't even get to the postseason last season, but like it feels like we're nearing a breaking point when it comes to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. If we haven't already, I'm sure if any Ravens fans are listening or watching to this, they're probably like yelling at the screen or radio saying like, we're losing our minds here, because they get so close and Lamar Jackson plays so well and you think that they get the final piece and then they fall short. And I know the Buffalo Bills are often a team that's included, in that conversation when it comes to AFC teams that just can't get it done, that can't make it to the final dance. With the Bills, it's mostly because of the Chiefs. With the Ravens, I guess you could kind of credit Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs too, for most of their instances of falling short. But I mean, they have Derrick Henry still. They have Isaiah Likely. They have Zay Flowers. They have the tools that they need. Their defense was balling last season. I think they'll still be great this season. So it really just comes down to if you can put it together in the postseason. And Lamar Jackson has to get that monkey off his back, because it's starting to follow him around quite a bit. They haven't been able to get it done, and starting to look like the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round of the playoffs, guys.
It's funny, yeah. It is looking like that. That's an awful thing to look like. What about you, B?
I mean, they have everything. I mean, they draft well. They bring in, great guys. I mean, look at their safeties. Malachi Starks, is last year, a year and a half ago. Was it last year? Yeah, last year. Malachi Starks was the best safety in the draft. They bring him in, and put him next to Kyle Hamilton. That's how you draft. They brought in Zaire, what's his name? Zaire Alexander. They brought him in to play corner. They got Nate Wiggins, drafted him. This guy ran a 4.240 from Clemson. He worked out well last year, had a great season last year. Kyle Van Noy. Their defense is stacked. Raekwon Smith, one of the best linebackers in the middle in the NFL. They can do anything they want to do on defense. They can blitz you. They can play sound football. They have everything. And on offense, you have the best tool in the world. You got King Henry. Derrick Henry can run the rock. You can hold the ball as long as you want along, and that defense can be off the field. But it's always at the end when the stuff counts. Like, that's what makes me so mad about everybody talking about Jalen Hurts, because at the end of games, he's going to be right there. At the finish, he's going to finish the right way. I don't understand why, you can't get Jackson to do the same thing. He's so talented. He's got a cannon of an arm. He can run. He can make the right reads. He does everything. He's got some really good receivers, and Flowers. Flowers can play, man, and Bateman finally got into being a reliable top target opposite of Flowers, but yet they just make to me too many mistakes. I mean, I can still remember Mark Andrews and the game he had at the end of the game to lose that playoff game. That's just not what he does. He's one of the better tight ends in the league, and it just fell apart. He fell apart. They have all the tools, everything in place, but they just don't know how to close the deal. They don't know how to finish.
Hey, actually, again, this is maybe not the spot-on comparison, but I think about a guy like Dominique Wilkins. I was looking at Dominique Wilkins. I'm a basketball guy in his career, and that dude was averaging like 30 all the time.
Wow.
For a season. And no one really looks at him as that guy when you name small forwards, but it was like, but dog, I'm in Atlanta and I got to deal with Jordan and I got to deal with Larry Bird and crew. Now, I'm not calling Josh Allen Larry Bird or Michael Jordan, but he's in the division where I'm playing decent in the playoffs, actually, but I'm dealing with Patrick Mahomes, could go down as the GOAT, and Josh Allen, who's going to be a Hall of Famer every season.
Yep.
And so it makes me look a little bit worse than I actually am when it comes to postseason play, because I'm always running into one of those two teams. And that's sort of what Dominique had to deal with. But you're right. They need to do something, and they need to do what the Eagles did for Donovan McNabb for that 1 year and get him a TO. I keep saying it. Like I know Zay Flowers, they got some good wideouts. No disrespect.
They went and got DeAndre Hopkins, man.
But again, DeAndre at
where he is now, yeah.
No disrespect, but Patrick Ewing. I saw Patrick Ewing in an Orlando Magic uniform today. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, again, DeAndre ain't that bad, but he ain't DeAndre. They need to get him a bona fide guy. And the only thing I'll say is look out for Tyreek Hill. I'm gonna say this now. I may be the first to call it. If the Dolphins start off terrible again, their head coach is gonna get fired, and they may have a fire sale. Tyreek Hill is number one on that fire sale, and so if the Baltimore Ravens are gonna go get a number one wideout again, I think a lot of teams will be in on Tyreek if he's available, and I think he will be available mid-season. So
perfect fit too.
Just
man.
think again.
He said something kind of at the end of last season, right?
He wanted out, yeah. He talked about wanting out at the end of last season.
Yeah.
But again, the Dolphins will want him out because they'll have to say, we got to start over.
Yep.
We got to fire our head coach. Tyreek is, technically in his prime, but he's getting older. Let's start this whole thing over again. And a bunch of Dolphin players will get poached at some point. And I can see the Ravens trying to poach that. And that could change a lot of things for Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm saying. But again, with that said, who's going to win the division? I think, is it clear? Is it obvious, guys?
It goes without saying.
Baltimore Ravens, Dev, is it clear? Do we even need to go into it?
Yes, I think it's very clear that it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
I think it'll go Ravens, Bengals. This is not a hot take whatsoever. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, some variation of that. You know what I mean?
Not really a hot take. I think we all agree there.
Ravens at the top, Browns at the bottom. We know that. Then Bengals, Steelers, y'all can fight for the middle.